Okay. I told the studio audience, whoever claps the loudest gets wine. That's right, yeah. Well, I'm just joking, Kate up in HR. Okay, welcome back. If you're pouring a glass of wine, you might just pick up any old wine glass that you have laying around. However, the glass is more important than you think. Choosing the right glass can actually improve the taste of the wine. Here with her guide to wine glasses, give it up for wine diva, Leslee Miller. Now, they're a little more subdued now that I took the wine away from them.
Right,
yeah,
that's right.
This is one of those segments where I love because I know people are going to be like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna walk away with something. Where do you want to?
We're going to break the internet with this.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the very first things, and I'm going to tell everybody to do, and then everybody's going to DM me later, will be to tell you to ditch your flutes. The flute is the long cylindrical glass, yes, on the very end over there. That's that skinny glass. A lot of people use it for sparkling wine. And really that shape just keeps the Ferris wheel of bubbles circulating to the top of the glass, but it does absolutely nothing for the palate of the wine.
So it's really, it's for an Instagrammable moment.
Kind of. I mean, look, those anthropology pieces down there are pretty darn sexy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are.
They are.
The crew was coveting these glasses in the break. Okay, so let me ask the obvious.
Yes.
If you don't want us to put champagne in a flute, what do you want us to put in? Where do you want us to pour it into, and why?
So the whole theme of this segment is that you have to know the grape that you are drinking. That is the only way for you to pick the correct shape. Also, the coupe, really superfluous in this conversation. So Champagne, it is a region in northern France, and it literally is made up of 3 grapes: Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. If the actual bottle says Champagne on it, then you should put it into this Burgundy glass. This is the fishbowl looking glass. And what this does is it spills these grapes down into the sides of your cheeks. It pulls the saliva through literally at the front of your palate, and it makes the wine harmonious. That's a lot. That was a mouthful, right?
I know it sounds weird, but it does. We've done a version of the segment before, and you're not kidding. Not that I doubted you years ago, but it's true. May I?
Yes. Okay. So this is actually a sparkling wine from England, but it's made up of those 3 grapes. And so this is the shape that you're looking at here. The Burgundy glass holds Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, which is 2 of the grapes that go into traditional grapes and wines from Champagne, but also other regions in the world, like England, California, Oregon.
Okay. Cheers. And it does taste really good.
Delicious,
okay.
yes.
Next.
Okay, the other grapes that go into that Burgundy glass, again, this isn't about the color of the wine, Jeff. Jeff was like, what about this? Yeah.
Calling out executive producer Jeff. That's right, yeah.
So the other grapes that go into that Burgundy glass are Chardonnay. This always blows people's mind.
Chardonnay goes in
Chardonnay goes into that, yes. So that's Chardonnay, and then Pinot Noir, which is big. We're going to do a little taste test.
Yes, ma'am.
Nebbiolo, which would be found in Barolo and Barbaresco, and then also a little grape called Gamay, which we've had on the show before. Now, this glass actually gives you kind of a rounded nose. When you give it a big swirl, you put your nose in it, you smell the notes of Pinot Noir, which are strawberry, raspberry, cherry notes, depending on where it's grown. Now, delicious, falls into the sides of your cheeks, really delightful. Now I want you to taste it out of the wrong glass. This is not, my friends, a red wine glass. It's not about the color of the wine. It's about the grape.
So this is what Jeff would put this in.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So now this is in the wrong glass.
Jeff just said he would put it in a paper coffee cup. Yeah. Okay, okay, here we go.
So this is in the wrong glass. This is called a Bordeaux glass, and this is actually used for 99.9% of all the other grapes that you're going to drink.
So the glass that's on your screen, this is wrong.
That's incorrect for Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Gamay, and Nebbiolo.
Audience, you know I won't steer you wrong. And Leslie knows if I don't like something, I'll just say I don't like it.
Yep.
There is not a subtle, there is a noticeable difference in the taste. This feels less crisp.
Yes.
It feels heavier,
Yes.
and not in a good way.
So what's happening here is that this wine really doesn't have any tannins to it. It actually gives you sort of almost like a rough taste across the palate, right?
I've done this before with you, and I'm actually surprised again.
Yeah.
That there is a marked difference. What's the right one? Oh yeah, thank you, Jeff.
The right one is, again, this glass here. It is the Burgundy glass. Again, this goes for your pinks too. So if you're drinking rosés this spring and summer, you have to know what the base grape of that wine is. And so you can ask, it's primarily written on the back of the bottle, but you can always ask, is this Pinot Noir? Oh, I need to have my Pinot Noir rosé in this particular glass.
Mind blown. And don't worry, we're going to post this a little bit later. So, I mean, grab a pen, but we'll post a little bit later. More breaking down some myths when we come back with Leslie. Stay with us, everybody. No joke.
Yeah.
Noticeable. Yeah. Huge.
Let's make it.
Welcome back. Breaking down some wine myths with our buddy Leslee Miller. Before we continue, all jokes aside, we got some good questions, follow-up questions about this. The first one is from an Erin Schwoob, and she writes in and she said, "What do you do at a restaurant?
Ooh,
that may not follow
question.
your rules."
Okay, so here is what I do. Now, there are some places that you're gonna go and they're gonna charge you $18, $20 for a glass of wine, right? And this is very important that you're not gonna get the same flavor profile across. So I ask, do you have a Burgundy bowl? It's literally just the shape of this, the shape of sort of a fishbowl look, right? If I'm going to order Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Nebbiolo, or Gamay. Now, there's a lot of people in the restaurant industry that don't know what this glass is. People are not trained on this.
Well, and even stores we were talking, again, this question came in from Jeff Ukit. And he said, then why the heck are these glasses, they're literally marketed to all of us there as red wine glass.
Yes.
They're lying to us.
Yeah, and I deal with brides all the time that when I do a class for them, all of a sudden they go, oh my gosh, Leslie, I registered for all the wrong stuff. And this is really one family that's pretty responsible for this in the last like 50, 60 years, and that's the Riedel family. I mean, they're legit, they're Austrian. They did all the science and physics to actually how the wine falls onto your palate.
And again,
It's real. It's real.
I know it's hard to tell when I'm being goofy to make you laugh, but there was, this was noticeable, even more so than the years ago when we did this the first time. Okay, where are we going now?
Okay, so now we're gonna go to this glass. This is the Bordeaux glass.
Okay.
And the Bordeaux glass, literally, you guys, you just need two shapes in your life. You need this shape, and then you also need this shape, right? So you learned about this shape up front, and now you're gonna go with the Bordeaux glass. And the Bordeaux glass is used for 99.9% of everything else in your life outside of those 4 grapes.
Really?
So, yeah, that's it, just 2 shapes. I know.
And this is what they would market as red wine glass.
Well, a lot of times people market this as the red wine glass. Oh, yeah, that's
true. Oh, that's right. This is more like white wine.
Yes, exactly. So we have a little glass of Cabernet here for Jason, and Cabernet is one of those wines that literally is really tannic.
Ooh, yeah.
So it needs to run right down the middle of your palate. It's not collecting any more of that sort of acidic saliva on the sides of your palate. And this just gives you that beautiful sort of linear, like ferocious.
So this is right for the cab.
That's right. Now you're gonna drink it out of the wrong glass, right?
Okay.
So this is, you smell all the berry fruit to it. Now what's happening in that Cabernet is it's gonna take it to the sides of your cheeks, and it's gonna come across super puckery. And again, it's not gonna taste right. Yeah, it's not gonna taste right on your palate.
Almost bitter.
Yes, exactly.
Almost, when he said puckery.
Puckery,
Puckery,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Kind of bitter on there.
Oh, ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Did not enjoy that. Enjoyed it. I'm not kidding again.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now, one of the things that,
I'm shocked by our own segment.
I
Yeah.
I've been teaching this class for 25 years, and one of the things that keeps coming up is it's never going to take a $2 wine and make it taste like $200. Right?
Yeah.
That's really real facts. Like, you're just going to get the gist of what's happening here.
Excuse me. We have one more?
Okay, so now we're going to go to all the other sparkling wines.
Okay.
Prosecco and Cava, and this is always a question. What do I do with the other sparklings that are very popular in your life? Prosecco and Cava. They're not made of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. So you're actually just going to put it into a Bordeaux glass.
That's it.
That's it.
This
That's
isn't that
all.
hard, actually. I mean,
Right.
Can you go ahead and give your personal number to everybody, and then when they go to the store, they can just call you. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Jason, it's posted everywhere.
That's right. Exactly. Cheers. Give it up for Leslee Miller, everybody. There we go. You can follow her on social. SipBetter.com. And if you're visiting us, come see the Jason Show and go visit her store in the North Loop, the Sip Better store in the North Loop of Minneapolis. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. That was great. That one was more different than...